Hello everyone, I'm Emanuele and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Dryft One. By the time we're done with this walkthrough, you'll know your Dryft Board inside out. We will first start with the heart of the Dryft Board, the battery. As you can see, the battery is nestled in between the trellis frame. The first thing you will notice is a power button. Press it once to check the battery level. To power up the Dryft Board, press and hold the power button for 3 seconds. Once the board is powered up, the frame slider's light will turn on. To release the battery from its cradle, turn the key and gently pull the battery. There's a charging port at the bottom. You may use this if you want to charge your Dryft Board when the battery is installed. There's also another charging port on the battery. You can use this to charge your battery at home when uninstalled from your Dryft Board. To put the battery back on the Dryft Board, just align the base to the cradle and gently press in until you hear a satisfying click. Now we're gonna move our way up to the handlebar and controls. The first thing that you will notice is a brake lever. This powers a Tektro hydraulic brake connected to a front rotor and a powerful caliper. Pull the lever to operate the brake and stop your Dryft Board. Behind the brake lever, you will find 2 buttons. The top one operates the 1000 lumen headlight. The first press turns on the headlight. The second press turns on the high beam. The third press turns off the headlight. Underneath it, you will see a horn button. Press it to alert people to move out of the way. As we move to the center of the handlebar, you will find a universal smartphone mount. You can simply slide in your smartphone and operate it either in portrait or landscape mode. On the right side, you will find a thumb throttle. You can operate it by gently pressing down, which will deliver power to the front wheel. On the sides, you will notice our custom grips. You may adjust the angle of the grips by loosening the bolts with your supplied hex key. As we move to the front of the Dryft Board, you will find our headlight. You may adjust the angle of the beam with the supplied hex key. Right above it, there are 4 bolts. Loosen them up to adjust the angle of the handlebar. Below, you will also find the stem cap. You may also use the hex key to adjust the angle of your stem. We recommend you start between 0 and 10 degrees, but never below 0. Now moving our way down to the stem, you will find a 1/4 inch 20 camera mount. This works with most action cameras like an Insta360 or a GoPro. But we also provide a male-to-male adapter if you want to use an accessory like an extension rod on an Insta360. Right below it, we have the knock block lock. This prevents the handlebar from rotating completely. To transport or travel with your Dryft Board, you will use the knock block lock to lock the steering at 180 degrees. All you need to do is pull the pin, rotate the handlebar to 180 degrees, release the pin into the hole, and you're fully locked. From this position, we will put the Dryft Board in tripod configuration. You will do so by gently putting the Dryft Board down on its side, grab the truck, and pull it up. In a moment, we'll show you why tripod configuration is so useful to transport the Dryft Board. But first, we'll take a look at what's underneath the Dryft Board. The first thing that you will notice is independent suspension truck system, paired with 2 edge wheels. Right below it is the magic sauce. It's our caster wheel. You can put your Dryft Board into 2 modes, slide mode and carve mode, thanks to a style selector. As you can see here, there is a switch. When the switch is at the bottom, the caster wheel can rotate 360, allowing you to drift at will. When you want to put into carve mode, you hold the caster wheel at 180 degrees, slide the switch up, and now the board will carve. Now that we're in tripod configuration, we can show you how easy it is to transport your Dryft Board. To quickly disassemble your board, all you need to do is release the pin, pull the lever up, and the board will slide up. Then align the teeth and pop the board right out. You may place your board in your trunk or in a carrying case. Now that the board is disassembled, you're ready to put it in the trunk. But before you do so, you may make it lighter by removing the battery. You may place the board in your trunk if you have enough room. But if you want to make the board more compact for easier travel, just loosen the screws in the front and rotate the handlebar down. Now, you're ready to travel with it. Once you get to your destination, you will pull your board out of your trunk. You will rotate the handlebars back in your preferred position, and you will put your board in tripod configuration, as so. You will then grab your board, align the teeth, and slide the board in. You will then plug the pin back into its lock position, then rotate the board back to its side, pull the board up from the handlebar, pull the pin to release the handlebar, and now you will pop the battery back into its cradle. Now that the board is fully assembled and you know all of its parts, we can get to the pre-ride check before you get sliding.